Hello, thanks for stopping by, everybody. It's TV Timmy here. I was recently just launched some billboards, and I get the same question every time. Like, how do you know billboards work? And I'll show you a couple of quick ways that you can actually test it for yourself. This is more for the owners of construction companies, and it's like how to track leads with construction billboards. So should you do a billboard? That's up to you, but I just want to show you quick ways that you can track leads. Now, I mean, you know me, I did thousands of commercials, and I would work with companies and just realize that they were so close to getting it. And I knew when I would work on commercials for some companies, I would always think in my head, these companies, this guy doesn't need a commercial. He needs a marketing plan. And then I switch over to sales just to try it because I like taking risks. But there's no bigger risk than taking a lead generation role. Just leads, cost per leads, it changes everything about marketing. Like out the door, those old rules of branding. Branding is gone. So when you think cost per leads, out the door. So it's really kind of a cool aspect of a challenge. And so that's why I took on marketing for a construction company where it comes down to cost per leads. And it's all about tracking. So how can you do it? How can you track it? So people are asking me, they're like, you billboards. Well, like, what are you doing to track it? And I'll tell you the 3 tools I'm using right now. It's pretty simple. And everyone can do it. And access to it right now too. But there is some things out there called like lead tracking sources where you get custom URLs and that, but I haven't even found that really that effective. I've found the simple tools much better. So number 1, ask the customer. Always the number 1 answer. I'm sure you're already doing this. How'd you hear about us? But I always say that you should add that extra twist on there. So when they say Google, which I always say Google, oh, so you were just randomly Googling us. We all know that we can't exactly what the customer is saying. So that extra question of, oh, you Googled us. What made you Google us? What made you call us? Those kind of things that if you add that double questions, and that's really kind of comes down to who's answering the phones, and they're great, so it's like when you have somebody good answering the phones, it really makes a world of difference, especially for marketing. When you're doing lead gen and cost per leads, the CPL. So the other thing you can do right away is check your Google Analytics. Now, I actually show you my Google Analytics for when I launched the billboards. So I just did it simple right here. You can see it, overview in your Google Analytics analysis. And you can see right away. So I did the week prior to launching billboards, and then I did the week after launching billboards. So you can see pretty quickly that 7.7 to 10 in direct. I'm only focused on direct and organic because even if they came from paid search, I don't really want to know that because then we pay for them twice. I don't like that. So then my organic is up. So it's like 6% increase for week over week. Now I will do this for month over month after I launch this, but this was the week that they launched, the week prior to the launch, and the week after they launch. And the weather was pretty much the same because in construction, weather can drive everything. So especially what my business is. So it really is kind of a focus on weather. So weather's the same. And then you kind of go week over week. So I'll keep that up though. I'll test this month over month, and I'll test it quarter after quarter because I'm always about quarters. I never test anything unless you can do it for a quarter. So if you don't have the budget to do it for a quarter, don't do it. And then number 3, the third rule is, or the third tool is URLs. You probably have a couple URLs. Use them. Use that custom URL on the billboard, and you can track. You can see in Google Analytics where they're coming in. So it's easy to tell, wow, this is working because they're coming through this billboard. Great. Or I also love little tools like, you probably already have a cell phone that you're texting customers with, and you have a regular phone. Use the cell phone number on the billboard. Great. Now you just track the billboard that way. Free. You're already using the cell phone. You just know when the cell phone rings, that's from the billboard. And make sure you put it in your CRM. I use Salesforce, i360, which is a offshoot of Salesforce, but whatever your CRM is, put that into your CRM, and then you'll know that lead came that way. I do first touch, so that means like when somebody says TV, even if they came through a billboard website, it's the billboard website, so it's like that kind of thing. And that allocation You can decide yourself. Owners decide that. So, but that really is what it is. So the 3 things to go with: right away, ask the customer. Use your Google Analytics, because that doesn't lie. Google Analytics does not lie. And then you can also use a custom URL and use your cell phone. Use a different phone. You know, you probably already have a bunch of URLs, about 15 URLs. Just keep buying them. Get anything that's close. Buy it. Why not? It's 20 bucks. I mean, if you get one lead from 20 bucks, it's a win. So that's really what it's all about, is just ways that you can track them. If you have more questions about lead tracking, is it here or here? Is it here? So I have another video that's just on free tools that you can track leads from, not just billboards. So putting your billboards out there, you know, put your outdoor out there. It's working, and that's all what it's all about, is testing and keep trying new things, because, you know, the leads got to come from somewhere.